So let me ask you something. What do you do when you walk outside with your camera and you feel like there is absolutely nothing worth photographing? I recently took on a photography quest called Shooting Through Something. This was through ShutterObi, which I have a link to in the notes section below. And I came home with more than 350 photos, but I've only kept 6. But you know what? This quest taught me something much more important than a photography technique. So let me ask you, can shooting through something actually create inspiration rather than simply recording it? So explaining the challenge was to photograph subjects through another object. You could use foreground objects to frame, obscure, or add depth. Some of the examples were leaves, fences, windows, flowers, grasses, holes or openings, railings, reflections. And one of the things that I did, and I often do this too, I've talked about it in previous videos. I went to Google and I simply said shooting through something photography and then looked at the images for ideas. And they had toilet paper rolls and putting something over your lens, like maybe a plastic bag or velvet. And at first, I honestly thought this might be just one of those exercises you do when you just can't think of anything else to photograph. But I got to tell you something, the numbers tell the story. 350 images captured, only 6 final images. That's a success rate of about 2%. For us creative photographers, we know that it's often not about finding one perfect scene. It's about giving yourself permission to experiment and fail repeatedly until something unexpected happens. So once I started looking for opportunities to shoot through objects, my brain just absolutely changed modes. It was really weird. First off, I saw a tiny peephole in a fence and wondered what was on the other side and found flowers that became a photograph. Looking through bushes revealed another subject. A gap between branches became a frame. Tall grasses became a soft foreground. A reflection created another possibility. The lesson wasn't about shooting through things. The lesson was that the action creates inspiration. Once I started looking, my brain just kept finding more and more opportunities. I really was thinking that this was going to be maybe just a 30-minute quest or a 30-minute photography journey. I was out there for over 3 hours. I didn't find inspiration first and then go back and take pictures. I started taking pictures and inspiration just showed up afterwards. So this first photo here, this was an idea. And again, my mind wasn't even thinking about this until I actually just saw it. But this is a door that goes to my carport and it has that rain glass on it. And I thought, hey, this would be cool, spooky. Maybe I'll do a selfie with this. So I set up my camera on a tripod and I set it for 10 seconds. I ran outside and I just wanted to act weird with that. And then there was one idea that I did have is how about shooting through my car window at a car wash? And so my car, it did definitely need some cleaning on it, some dirt. So I went out to the car wash and I went ahead and went through it and shot this photo. And then here's one. I was just walking around the park. And again, this one was not one I was expecting, but I looked up and there's this cat in the window. And I really like this photo. The window was tinted. There's very little editing here. I did make it black and white, but you see these spots? That's not a dirty lens. That's a dirty window. And I thought that one really showed a lot. And then there was a hole in the fence. I actually looked through a couple of these little peepholes in the fences along my walk, and some of them didn't have anything really to show, but other things they did have these flowers, and it was pretty cool. And then I went out to a place, it's the Alviso Marina, and they have these little boardwalk walkways that take you out into the Baylands. I see these all the time when I go out there to take other photos, and this is something that I could shoot through. And then there was another one of these walkways where I noticed that there was actually a flag that was peering out from the other side. And so I went ahead and shot this one. And this one also was, I turned into black and white in the editing. So in conclusion, if you are stuck thinking about creativity, don't wait for the inspiration to arrive. Give yourself a simple assignment like shoot through something, shoot reflections, shoot shadows, shoot one color. The assignment itself isn't the important part. The important part is that it gets you out moving. So this photography quest reminded me that creativity isn't usually found sitting at home wondering what to photograph. More often, it's just discovered halfway through the walk with your camera already in hand. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you subscribe, hit that bell notification, as I do upload new videos every week, and I'd hate for you to miss. Thanks again for stopping by, and I will see you next week. Take care.